From germ-infested dishwashers to mold-infested showers, we've revealed a lot of hidden health hazards inside your home. But what in the world may be lurking outside your home in your yard that can be just as dangerous? So we sought out DIY and home improvement expert Eric Stromer for the 411.
Now, when turning your soil, it might be a good idea to wear a mask in the spring because this soil could contain pesticides, paint, and other things like gasoline that could have leached into the soil. And it's also a great idea to wear a mask when dealing with bags of soil or compost. Believe it or not, Legionnaire's disease can grow within these bags, and when you pour them into your garden bed, some of the particulates can carry that disease, so a mask is obviously a great idea. Whether you're painting an old fence or your house, there may be lead contained in that paint, so before you do preparation, make sure you put on a mask if you're not going to hire a professional. Every year, trees or branches cause tragic deaths and millions of dollars in property damage. Now, you may want to hire a professional arborist to inspect your trees, but here are some things to look for. Take a good hard look at the tree. Are there patches of the base that have lost bark? Are there mushrooms growing on the tree? These are signs that could point to rot in a tree. Is there any raised or cracking earth on one side of the tree, which means it's slowly falling or uprooting? Look for fine coarse sawdust, also called frass, at the base of the tree. This means it's been invaded by insects that are boring in and killing the tree. And don't forget, when you come out of hibernation and you start working on your garden, it's all about safety first.
Great tips, because people don't think about gardening dangers, home improvement dangers, but they are all around us.
That's right. And, you know, one thing you need to think about, particularly in certain areas, I spend a lot of time in the Palm Springs area, Coachella Valley, and there have been repeated appearances of West Nile fever in that area for a couple reasons. That it's warm, it's somewhat tropical or subtropical, but it's those areas of freestanding water
the mosquitoes infest.
That, you know, used for irrigation. They do a lot of agriculture down there, mosquitoes. It's a haven for breeding mosquitoes, and any area that's a breeding area for mosquitoes, you have to look for certain diseases like West Nile, even malaria.
You raise an interesting point, because most people don't think of a desert climate as one that is hospitable to mosquitoes, etc. But wherever there's standing water, mosquitoes will find it. Mosquitoes transmit disease, West Nile virus being one of them. And you know, recently in the last few years, we've had a few big outbreaks. Texas was hard hit. And West Nile virus, when it infects your bloodstream, look, you may just have fever, muscle aches, no big deal, flu-like symptoms. But when it gets into your brain and causes an encephalitis, it can be truly deadly. Yeah. And that's why people need to get rid of that standing water no matter where it is.